challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The fiscal deficit estimated at 5.62 trillion, including the GOEs, also be sustained.
Senate approves committee's recommendation on medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper.
To achieve the deterrent effect, life imprisonment is proposed.
And Senate prescribes life imprisonment for kidnappers. This is Inside the Senate. I am Gabriel Ojile, standing in for your regular host. This week's episode contains report of Senate's approval of recommendations of the Joint Committee that worked on the MTEF and FSP. We also have reports of the second reading of a bill seeking stricter and more stringent punishment for kidnappers. These alongside President Muhammadu Buhari's letter seeking confirmation of appointments of nominees to various government agencies, as well as the commissioning of the newly remodeled meeting room of the Public Accounts Committee from our package this week. Join me after this short break for the full package.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance. And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Thanks for being with us. We will start the program with a presentation of the report of the Joint Committee on Finance, National Planning, Foreign and Local Debts, Banking as well as Petroleum and Gas Resources on the 2022 to 2024 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, MTEF, and the Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP. Presenting the report, Committee Chairman Senator Solomon Olamilekan gave their recommendations for the approval of the following parameters proposed by the Executive. Daily crude oil production of 1.88 million barrels per day in 2022, 2.23 million barrels per day in 2023, and 2.27 million barrels per day in 2024. Oil price benchmark of $57 per barrel, exchange rate of 410 naira 15 kobo per dollar for 2022 to 2024, as well as GDP projected rate of 4.20%. The other recommendations are:
the fiscal deficit estimated at 5.62 trillion, including the GOEs, also be sustained due to the federal government conservative approach to target setting and its determination to improve collection efficiency of major revenue generating agency, while it continues to enforce the implementation of the Performance Management Act framework of the GOE by ensuring that they operate in a more fiscally responsible manner while reviewing their operational efficiency and cost-to-income ratio as declared. That the projected new borrowing of 4.89 trillion, including the foreign and the domestic borrowing, be approved, subject to the provision of the details of the borrowing plan to the National Assembly.
The presentation attracted responses as well as advice from the lawmakers.
We should accept the realities of our time by trying to find out some other means of reducing the amount of debt that we take through some new strategies like PPPs, public-private partnership around more investment in infrastructure, which we are trying to do by amending certain acts, including the Railway Act, the road sector, transportation issues, where we are trying to open several sectors of our economy for private sector investment.
Do we continue to borrow, or do we look elsewhere for us to get this money? Mr. President, there are areas that we will get. We had the issue of stamp duties, which were addressed in these chambers sometime last year. Now it has been moved, called now electronic transfer. So if we are serious about addressing the issue of borrowing and reducing the deficit, these are areas I think that the Committee on Finance should be mandated to invite this MD of FRA Let us know why he has moved from 500 billion last year to 29 point something billion on stamp duties, which is now for electronic transfer.
I agree with their proposal of $57 per barrel being proposed for 2022-2023. Again, Mr. President, putting the official rates of the exchange rate at 410, I hope we'll be able to manage that. My main point, Mr. President, will be on the issue of borrowing. It is how the borrowing is being channeled.
In the last media expenditure debate, we were told that because of heavy investment in agriculture by way of anchor borrowers and that, our GDP was going to grow because we were going to have enough to export outside the country. But I'm absolutely sure that if we are to take this report today, we will have seen that and conveniently conclude that the desired result in the last proposal has not been met. And this is a matter that I think we should look at.
Nigeria has no reason to say we are broke. If government follows this particular script religiously, then Nigeria has no reason to be broke. Because there are a lot of leakages in government, leakages that nobody can explain. We're in trouble because of the leakages that we have in the country. What is important is for you to look inwards. Look inwards about what is happening around you. If you know that there is something around you that you have not exploited, then you exploit that thing.
We must try as much as possible to see that the budget is funded according to the way it is appropriated, because anything short of that, all this payment outside the budget is violating the Appropriation Act.
After several other submissions, the report of the committee was considered clause by clause in the Committee of the Whole and eventually approved. Senate President Ahmed Lawal commented.
There is also need to look at the cost of governance. There are some agencies that should not exist anymore. They were created maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago to address specific challenges. They might have achieved those challenges by solving them. They are no more relevant, but yet they are still in existence, are receiving and consuming funds that should have gone to other agencies that are more relevant.
Tuesday, the 21st of September 2021 saw advocacy for stricter and more stringent punitive measures against the offenses of kidnapping and abduction. As it were, kidnapping and abduction for ransom have assumed a horrendous dimension in all parts of Nigeria, as a result of which the Senate passed for second reading a bill aimed at tackling the menace. Sponsor of the bill, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, Tuesday the 21st of September 2021, quoted statistics of a specialist crisis prevention and responses consultancy group known as the Young Associates International, as disclosing that Nigeria accounts for 26% of these offenses globally. Presenting a bill titled A Bill for an Act to Provide for the Punishment of the Offenses of Abduction, Wrongful Restraints and Confinement for Ransom 2021, Senator Amosun also gave statistics of a Vanguard online newspaper report of 13th of July 2021 that an average of 13 persons were abducted daily in Nigeria in the first half of 2021, bringing to 2,371 persons kidnapped within the period. He attributed this problem to weak penalty both in the criminal and penal codes, which prescribe a prison term of only 10 years for kidnappers.
The light punishment against these offenses has not helped in deterring the spate of abduction and kidnappings that have now become prevalent in the country. This bill therefore seeks to introduce stiffer punishment for the offense of abduction, wrongful restraints, and wrongful confinement for ransom. To achieve the deterrent effect, life imprisonment is proposed for the offense of kidnapping, particularly where death results from the act. The law is made stricter by ensuring that recipients of any proceeds of the act of kidnapping are heavily sanctioned with terms of imprisonment of up to 30 years.
The bill was debated.
while I'm in total support of the bill, I think the punishment prescribed is still too low. 30 years might no longer be adequate for this kind of crime. Maybe, if not a death penalty, somebody should have a life sentence.
Without taking much time, I move that the bill be given second reading. Thank you, Mr. President.
With this, it was passed and referred to the Senate Committee on Judiciary to report back in 4 weeks. Also read the second time was a bill titled A Bill for an Act to Provide the Legal Framework to Establish a Federal Medical Center at Deba, Gombe State, and sponsored by Senator Danjuma Goje.
The Federal Medical Center, like its counterparts around the world, is envisioned as a multidisciplinary space for treatment, research, harnessing science, and developing innovative means of tackling the numerous health challenges bedeviling the nation. Additionally, when established, the center will perform the following functions: to equip, maintain, and operate the center so as to provide facilities for diagnosis, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative service and medical treatment.
I do not think, Mr. President, that the existing medical centers and federal medical centers that we have is enough to cater for the challenges of the health of our people. Today we have quite a number of Nigerians who are qualified to work as medical doctors, as nurses that are roaming the streets. And again, the need to reduce the traffic of people going outside this country for medical tourism. I stand to support this bill, and I wish that all of us will give this bill easy passage.
Health is wealth. So the more primary and tertiary health care centers all over the country, Mr. President, the merrier. For it is only a healthy individual that can be a productive human. It is in the light of this, Mr. President, that I support this bill, and I urge each and every one of us to do the same.
As a result, the bill scaled second reading and referred to the Committee on Health to report back in 4 weeks. Similarly, several health and security-related bills also scaled third reading and were passed on Tuesday, the 21st of September 2021. They included Sickle Cell Anemia Prevention, Control and Management Bill 2021, Federal Orthopedic Hospital Dekina Kogi State Establishment Bill 2021, as well as Nationwide Toll-Free Emergency Number Establishment Bill 2021. There were also letters from President Muhammadu Buhari same day. One of them sought 2 amendments to the newly passed and signed Petroleum Industry Act, with the first being to allow for the removal of the Minister for Petroleum Resources and Minister of Finance from the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), and the second to allow for an increase of non-executive members of the board from 2 to 6. The President in another letter sought the Senate's confirmation of the following nominees as chairman and executive directors of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. They include Idare Gogo Ogan, Chairman; Engineer Sarki Awalo, Chief Executive; Abiodun Adeniyi, Executive Director, Finance and Accounts, as well as Obugo Ukoha, Executive Director, Distribution and Retail Infrastructure. The request was referred to the Committee on Petroleum, Downstream and Gas to report back in 1 week. In yet another letter same day, President Muhammadu Buhari sought Senate confirmation of nominees for the positions of Secretary and members of the board of the EFCC. They include George Opongo, Secretary, Cross River State; Lukman Mohammed, Board Member, Edo State; Anumba Adaize, Board Member, Enugu State; Kola Rahim Additional, Board Member, Kwara State; as well as Yahaya Mohammed, Board Member, Yobe State.
The distinguished Senate is kindly requested to consider and confirm the principal nominees in the usual expeditious manner. Please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
The request was referred to the Committee on Anti-Corruption to report back in 1 week. Meanwhile, on a sad note, the demise of the former Deputy President of the Senate, Waziri Mpiam, Senator Ibrahim Nasir Mantu, was officially reported to the Senate on Tuesday, the 21st of September 2021. It was reported by Senator Stephanos Gyang on behalf of the two other senators from Plateau State, Hezekiah Dimka and Senator Ladi Dadut. He spoke glowingly about the late Senator Ibrahim Nasir Mantu and also captured in superlative terms some of the qualities that stood him out as an excellent legislator and a patriotic Nigerian.
Senator Mantu, CFR Wazirin PM, was an astute politician, an elder statesman, a charismatic leader, an amiable and colorful personnel, gifted in exceptional oratorial prowess, a very dynamic, resourceful and prominent political tactician who had the ingenious dual capability to steer and to calm the waters, an outspoken and vibrant legislator with immense political networking capacity.
Another senator whose demise was announced under personal explanation by Senator Lekon Mustafa was Senator Olabi Idurojaye. According to him, Senator Olabi Idurojaye died on Monday the 21st of August 2021. Paying a glowing tribute to the late senator, Senator Mustafa described him as a pro-democracy activist who contested the presidential primaries of the 1992 elections under the Social Democratic Party but lost to late Chief MKO Abiola. He later contested and won to represent Ogun East Senatorial District from 2003 to 2007.
Senator Idurojaye joined forces with pro-military, pro-democracy groups and was actively engaged in the struggle under Nadeko that eventually ended military hegemony in Nigeria. He was a member of the Defunct Action Group, founded by the former Premier of Western Region, the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. He also joined the progressive wing of the defunct Unity Party of Nigeria during the Second Republic and was part of the Social Democratic Party in the short-lived Third Republic. Aware that Senator Idurojaye, until his death, was the immediate past chairman of the Board of Commissioners of the Nigerian Communication Commission.
Because matters under personal explanation are not open to debate, no debate was taken. However, 1 minute silence was observed in their honor. Let's now take a short break for our notebook segment. Don't go away.
Unless otherwise directed by the Senate standing rules provide for the sequence of its daily proceedings in the following order. 1. Formal entry of the Senate President into the chamber. 2. Prayers. 3. Approval of votes and proceedings. 4. Oath or affirmation of allegiance on new senator or senator-elect, if any. 5. Message from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if any. 6. Other announcements by the President of the Senate. 7. Petitions. 8. Matters of urgent public importance. 9. Personal explanation. And 10. Order of the day.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC, the Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Welcome back. Senate President Ahmed Lawal has charged the concerned government authorities in Nigeria to properly fund the National Assembly to enable it deliver on its mandates of lawmaking, oversight duties, as well as committees' activities, amongst all things. The Senate President himself, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee in the 6th and 7th Senate from 2007 to 2015, gave the charge at the commissioning ceremony of the newly remodeled meeting room of the Senate Public Accounts Committee, Tuesday the 21st of September 2021, describing the remodeling as being most timely.
The National Assembly needs to be funded properly. At the moment, it is not. And given the circumstances of the National Assembly today, lack of resources, lack of almost everything, and we are not complaining hard about this because of the real economic situation on ground, we are doing well. This room, People who come here to defend or explain whatever they are queried will sweat here normally. Even when there is an air conditioner like this. But I'm sure the way it is now will give some comfort to even those that will have to make some explanations.
In his address, the Chairman Public Accounts Committee, Senator Matthew Orogide, said the cost of the remodeling was solely borne by the committee without seeking assistance from anyone or any government ministry, department or agency. According to him, this is with a view to maintaining the integrity and dignity of the committee as an impartial arbiter without compromising its position of ensuring transparency in the management of government finances.
This committee had to do this from its own purse. We do not have any external contribution to it. This committee cannot afford to, of course, put itself in difficulty or having to enjoy any courtesy from anybody or any agency of government. So we did it from our little stipend that comes to our committee every month.
He added that the remodeled hall includes positions for verbatim reporters, committee clerk, auditors, committee chairman and members, as well as respondents to queries of the Auditor General, amongst others. The chairman also used the opportunity to transmit a message to government agencies known for the habit of not honoring invitations by the committee.
Either we compel them by way of warrant of arrest, which the Senate President has to sign, or by the time we make our presentations, just like we did in 2015 report, we'll make a report to the Senate and plenary, and Senate and plenary will take a decision, against these agencies. It will not be business as usual for the agencies that will not appear before this committee. We are going to name and shame them, even before the Senate will take that decision. It will be in their best interest to come and defend all the actions that have been leveled against them.
Highlights of the events was the cutting of the tape to commission the new hall, as well as inspection of some of the facilities. We'll now take a break for our profile segment. Stay tuned for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Hezekiah Ayuba Dimka was born in Kabwir, in Kenke local government area of Plateau State. He attended primary schools in Kabwir in Plateau State and Azare in Bauchi State for his first school leaving certificate, as well as government secondary school Azare from 1968 to 1972 for his West African School Certificate WASC. From there, he joined the Nigerian police as a cadet officer after undergoing an officer cadre training at the Police College Ikeja, Lagos in 1973. Thereafter, Senator Dimka served in the Special Branch, now known as the SSS, as a crime detective before being converted back to full police general duties. In the course of his duties as a policeman, Senator Dimka served as ADC to former governor of Bauchi State, Alhaji Abubakar Tatari Ali, in 1978. He also served as divisional police officer DPO in different parts of the country and commanded mobile police squadrons in Lagos and Maiduguri. He was also in charge of the railway police as well as the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Commands, amongst others, as well as Commissioner of Police. While on duty, Senator Dimka enrolled as a student of Benue State University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science in Public Administration. As Commissioner of Police, Senator Dimka rose to the position of the Quartermaster General of the Nigerian Police at the Police Headquarters, Abuja, before heading Delta State Command in 2008. Before retirement, Senator Hezekiah Dimka bagged awards and recognition within the Nigerian Police, like the Best Commissioner of Police Southeast Zone 2003 to 2004, Award of Honor from Imo State House of Assembly for Development and Defense of Democracy and Rule of Law 1999 to 2003, among others. He retired from the Nigerian Police in 2008 after a meritorious service and joined politics in 2015. He contested for the position of senator in the 2019 general elections and won to represent Plateau South Senatorial District on the platform of APC. In the Senate, he is the chairman, Senate Committee on Drugs and Narcotics, and a member of several other committees. His legislative interests include security, fight against drug abuse, education, agriculture, as well as youth and women empowerment.
With this, we come to the end of this week's episode of Inside the Senate. Join us next week for another edition, and thanks for watching.